Hello everybody, this is Fisher and welcome to episode 18 of All the Mod 9. So last episode we got into some Ars Nouveau. So over here we've got a tower for Ars Nouveau. And we got some gems, so put a chanting apotheosis, our scribe's table, but up above we've got this mess. So I've gone and automated all essences from the mod. Which is nice. So they're all going to have a stack in the drawer when it's done, because I've got a downgrade on each. But this works by having an interface. And these IO extracting source gems on round robin. And at least we've got all of them. Now you could just do this solely with laser IO or apply logistics, but I did both. We did apply logistics to connect all the source jars up, which we could have just done one and used Ars Nouveau to connect them, but yeah. And then we've got laser IO network to extract and insert from the same side, which is nice. And they all connect to draw controller, which we've got a storage bus on. So they will complete sooner than later. But today we are going to get into some advanced mechanism. So another part for the start is over here. We need antimatter for the improbable probability device, which is for obviously the star. And antimatter is something we should set up now because it's going to take time to build up and get what we need. So what I've gone ahead and done is in the beyond, which is basically a void world, I've set up a quantum tunnel, quantum ring, connected to our network, and we've got one in that world as well, but we need to stay here for a minute and set up some recipes. So in the advanced chapter we come down here, the first things it wants us is to make a fission reactor. So we need glass and then casings, which we should set up patterns for both, which is nice. Then we need patterns for you. And now this reactor will process fission fuel, which we need to make, which is this setup. And it turns it into Fissel. Turns it into waste, which we then put through a phase shifter, which makes us antimatter. The pellets will also make us this bad boy, which generates us a lot of power. If we set this up correctly, we can get 200 million arithmetic from that bad boy. But that's far ahead of us. So we need to sell recipes for you. Yep. We come down here. This assembly is full with patterns. So now we're on to a second one. Like so, right. And I don't know how big we want to make our first one. We're going to build a 5x5 to start with. Okay. So the quest wants us a 5x5. So it wants us to have 44 and 50. 44. Mech. Where are the glass? And 50. Nice. Then it wants us to have Really? 2 in 1 of, what's this? Fission fuel. you control. We'll be making a bigger one after. 4 reactor ports. To handle all the inputs and outputs, and then redstone. Fission. Thank you. Cool. Right, and that we can claim. Whatever you're giving us. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Right. I can go. So if we go into the beyond, we've got a little area we can set this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, it's a baby one to begin with. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Really? Make some more. It has the glass. Cool, right. And then we have you. And that actually forms. But we want inputs and outputs and redstone. I don't know. Cool, right. If we get a configurator, we can change these. Output, input. Alright, so we want to import what? Import water and Fissel Fuel. And we want to output waste and coolant. Cool. I want 2 of them. Just in case it goes boom. Which I hope it doesn't. Observe a redstone gravel piston. Observe. Piston. Gravel red stone. So on faces we will put a lot of them down and skip a block a little bit, and then set the dot 1 to activation. So that's that one. And the bottom one, damage critical. Alright. And this will output a redstone signal to the piston with the gravel, which will replace you. Cool, so when it's damage critical, it will turn this off. Nice. Alright, then we just need to get Fissel Fuel. So I'm going to grab some components and we'll be back to set this automation up. Right, we are back. Right, so we start with a mini 5x5 reactor. Hello. Over here. And now we need to fuel this reactor. So over here, we are going to need uranium cake, which is going to need an enrichment chamber, and then a chemical oxidizer, a chemical infuser with hydrofolic acid. Oh, right. Step 1. We're going to want an interface. We're going to need to attach this interface to the network. Cool. Right. So now that's channel. We can give you uranium. And we'll give you 64. Right. We're going to need some enrichment chambers. Let's go with 2 to begin with. And we're going to want the upgrades. So we're going 2U, 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 and 2U. Alright, these enrichment chambers can go here with you. Alright, boys, right. We can turn those on. We're doing this with laser IO because laser IO is amazing. Right, and we want to configure the sides. So we're going to say input and output from the back. Auto jet doesn't hugely matter. Right. So we'll give this to them. Right, do we... Yeah, and then this will go into a chemical oxidizer. I want a couple of those. They import. Huh. Yeah. Right, so we're gonna say on the back, we're gonna say extract round robin, like that, and on the south, we're gonna insert and insert. And we're gonna do this on yellow to match the texture. Right, they also need power, so we are going to need a point. Energy. We're going to extract round robin. We need to turn you off. We want to give you them. Alright, and then you and you. And this and you. We are going to need some upgrades, but that's also going to be not that one. New base. I want muffling upgrades as well. I mean, it doesn't particularly matter, but hey, muffling. Boom. Make me 50. And we'll go back. Right. Put one of you in each. We're also going to want speed and energy. Nice. That makes yellow cake. Which we then want to export in there. Red, blue, so we'll set you to them. Right. So we are going to eject on orange. Eject on orange. And these are going to insert on orange. Unfortunately, later I can't do gases in this version. I don't believe. So we're gonna have to use a different method. Chemical, yeah. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Right. You, and you. We also want power. I'll start making us uranium oxide, which I'll put on the right. Pressure. Oh, is it pressure? I think so. Capacity, pump rate. I guess we could do this with applied logistics as well. I'm going to set this up between clips now, so I don't know exactly what I want, and we'll be back to show off how I did it. Is that okay? I think it's going to be right. So we are back, and I have automated Fissel Fuel. So let's go over it. Over here we have enrichment chambers, turning uranium into a cake. From the interface with laser IO. We extract that and we put it into a chemical oxidizer. So we get uranium oxide, which goes into this chemical tank. We are then separating water into hydrogen and oxygen going into the tanks. We're also turning water into water vapor going into the tank. We are also turning sulfur dust into sulfur dioxide from this interface going into the tank. And then over here we're combining all that stuff. So we have the oxygen and the sulfur dioxide combining into sulfur trioxide. We have the sulfur trioxide and the water vapor turning into sulfuric acid. We have the sulfuric acid and... Why are you struggling? We have the sulfuric acid and the fluorite turning into hydrofluoric acid, which then finally gets combined with uranium oxide to turn into uranium hexafluoride, which goes over here to turn into fissel fuel. Now that fissel fuel we're going to use over here to export. We're going to export the fissile fuel cable into the reactor. Boom. Now we're going to get coolant and actual output we want. Nuclear waste and steam. The steam we probably want a tank. Probably a bigger tank though. Let's get the biggest tank we can get. And we want pressurized. Cool. Right. So then with our configurator, boom. And then we get nuclear waste, which we turn into polonium pellets. Polonium. We just need enough to make you. Which is polonium. Which is the solar. Is it daytime here, technically? I hope so. Right. This completes this section. Nice. Right. Steel. Make me 1,000. Cool. That would go in there. And then we need solar neutron actuator. Oh, which needs HPT. So that's the next episode. But yeah, if we, I don't know, we can turn this on. And it should work. We are getting waste. We are getting, whoa, steam. That's loud. Yeah, sorry. We're not getting water input fast enough. So we'll sort that out. But next episode, we need to get HDPE, which is pellets, which is oxygen, which is that. Yeah, we'll do that over here. But yeah, my name's been Fisher. Today we have got Fissel Fuel automated. Next episode we'll get polonium, hopefully. But yes, my name's been Fisher. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.